All right, guys. You know, the difference it makes a K in your name. Am I right? The difference that a K makes. Yeah, I'll watch the one without the K at the beginning. Let's go.
I'm seeing this weird trend online recently where Black people are telling white people what they can and cannot do based off of things that Black culture apparently owns. And I'm here to tell you, Black people don't own these things. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
Before we get into today's video, please like and subscribe. Today we're talking about the
Already subscribed.
ownership of certain things by certain people because of their skin color. I don't know. I keep getting TikToks about stuff like this, and we've all...
Okay, I keep hearing TikToks is detrimental to your mental sanity and psychological health. So please do with moderation, Amala. We're still cooking. Let's go.
Where Black people are done the sort of song and dance thing on cultural appropriation. You've seen videos like this one.
That shit is ugly as f***. We wear that shit.
It's great.
Okay, that was from Radio Genoa. It's a very, very, sometimes I see their posts. I'll leave it at that.
Take that shit out now.
Are you being for real?
Take that shit out now.
Okay, what's your problem?
Take that shit out now.
Look at the violence. Look at the violence. I hate people like this. I hate people like this. You know what's funny? Person on the left, I loathe her with every fiber of my being. I think she's disgusting. Person on the right, I think she's adorable. Yet, Afrocentrists, and in general my critics, will still use this to say, somehow, I'm racist. How does that work? How does it work? Ah! Help me, I don't know what's going on. Ah! All right, guys. Let's go.
Now.
We're just in the store.
But take that shit out now. Take that shit out. That shit ugly as f***. That shit is ugly though. Like,
Man, is someone like that scream to my wife this way? Bro.
look at your f***ing hair.
It doesn't look bad.
That's ugly.
Please stop following us.
Now that is obviously deranged, and it's
Thank
insane
you.
the amount of videos you see on the internet of people getting terrorized over their hairstyles, but I've debated that. I've done the whole cultural appropriation thing. I even went on Dr. Phil to talk about that exact issue, but it's getting even worse, and it's going further and getting more granular at this point. Here's the
I wonder if because no one has ever terrorized me about my hairstyle, but I would wonder what kind of cultural appropriation would mine be? Neanderthal? That's one thing they call me, by the way, which I think is phenomenal. One thing that some of my critics call me is apparently I'm a Neanderthal hybrid. And they do that because, you know, white people, Neanderthal, okay. And I'll take it. I like it. I actually like it. You know, you got like you got the smarts of the Homo sapiens, together with the strength and the hair of the Neanderthal. Sounds like I'll take it. I love it. I love it. So I'm culturally appropriating the Neanderthal. Let's go. Anyways, number one, so before continuing, do you ever get bored? If the answer is yes, then play games and get paid for it. I'm of course talking about the sponsor of this video, Free Cash. So what are you waiting for? Hit the link in my description or scan the QR code you see now on screen, sign up and start immediately. Creating an account is simple as it gets. Email, password, and once inside the app, you'll see a wall of games and offers, and all you need to do is choose one that you actually genuinely enjoy. Then play through the levels and you'll get cash straight into your Free Cash account. Downtime, commuting, waiting time, you can take that and turn it into a side hustle. Some people can pull $10 to $20 a day, and of course, if you put in the effort, you can make much more. Leveling up allows you to unlock better offers, and if you want, you can even spend a couple of bucks here and there just to level up faster. But if you don't want to, you don't have to spend anything and just keep it free. The whole point of this app is that instead of sitting down and wasting your time, you can actually play games you like and make money at the same time. And when it's time to cash out, you can use PayPal and gift cards. So if you want to check this out, make sure to use my link in the description or the QR code, and you will get a $5 bonus to start things off.
TikTok I just came across of a woman saying that white girls can't wear bonnets anymore.
What's a bonnet?
Because
Hold on a minute. What's a bonnet, guys? I need chat here. What the heck is a bonnet? Because in my version of English, a bonnet is what you got in the front of your car to, you know, to kind of shield the engine, which Americans call a hood. It's actually funny because my father-in-law still makes fun of me when I say bonnet and the boot. Like the other day, my father-in-law is very country. Oh gosh, that in a good way, it's very country. So the other day I said, I think it's in the boot, and he goes, the boot, the boot. which would be the trunk. Okay, got it. A hat. I'm told it's a hat, guys. Well, technically, the bonnet in front of a car is the hat, the hat of an engine. So, yeah, I can vibe with it.
Those are for black people.
Hi team, it's Captain Gatekeep. In 2026, I don't want to see any more white girls in bonnets. The Latinas, the Pakistanis, you guys can keep them. But the rest of you guys...
How do they not understand how condescending they sound with that? So when she's editing this, I need to say this as a content creator, because she's rewatching it while she edits it, and she thinks that sounds good. How? Also, how does she not look at her own septum ring and think that looks ridiculous? I don't know. But then again, freedom. Same freedom, though. Because, these people live in the United States of freedom. And here's the problem. There's nothing you can do about it. Bonnets all day. Whatever type of hat they are, I don't got a clue. But bonnets all day at this point. Do we have a bonnet? I'm going to ask my wife. If not, we need to get a bonnet. Get a bonnet for my baby.
Y'all are the reason that Trump invaded Venezuela. So let's put an end to global crisis.
Hold on a minute. Bonnets are the reason Trump invaded Venezuela? Did I misunderstand that? I'm trying to follow the logics. Or like the
Pakistanis, you guys can keep them. But the rest of you guys, y'all are the reason that Trump invaded Venezuela. So let's put an end to global crisis. Let's stop the war. You can do it.
So you have a black woman now telling white women what they can wear on their hair. And she's even going and segregating other races on the basis of this rule that she's made up and saying,
gee, that sounds like racist to me. But then again, what do I know? Am I right? What do I know? Let me read. We got some. Look, I'm going to put the chat from Rumble, a platform I imagine this individual doesn't like. So I'm just going to put it here. Rumble. Well, Metatron is an angel, so I would imagine the demons that inhabit Hollywood would recoil in fear and disgust. 100%, bro. 100%. I've been around for a while. Ray says, that reminds me of your good friend Flint, who, Dibble, has been attacking Asmongold, and a Roachkin made a video about, ooh, we gotta react to that. Oh, we are so gonna react to that. Asmongold versus Dibble? Even saying that. Oh gosh, that sounds so idiotic. Asmongold versus Flint Dibble. Asmongold versus Dibble. Asmongold versus Dibble. Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll have a look. Let's finish.
The Pakistanis and the Latinas can also have hair bonnets, which if you don't know what a bonnet is, let me pop up a picture here for you. I use them. White people use them. People of all colors use them. But
I've never seen one in my life unless you're like coming out the shower, but maybe that's because I'm European. I don't know, guys. Have you ever worn a bonnet? Because if you had, your culture vulture, say the culture vultures.
But apparently that's not allowed. And she calls herself a gatekeeper, which is exactly what this is. It's certain people who feel like they can be at the gates of certain aspects of their culture and dictate who comes in and who comes out. And I'm here to tell you, you don't get to do that. Okay, if you're a white girl who wants to protect your hair with a bonnet, go to Target, buy one for $4.99, put it on your head and see what happens. Nothing.
She's great. I love Amala. She's so good. Here's the thing though. And by the way, before someone tells me, oh, the only reason you like Amala is because she's conservative, I like shoe on head. She's just socialist. I look at the person. I look at the heart. She's a genuine, lovely lady. And I love the fact that she's also based, sure. But I'm just saying, I do look at the person and the words that they say. And she sounds great. She sounds great. I don't think there is a atom in this individual's genetic makeup that is racist towards anyone. Obviously towards black people, but also towards white people, because before anyone tells me that black people can't be racist to white people, yeah, get lost. That's not true. Anyone can be racist towards anyone. In fact, I'm going to say, I know I just said that probably she wouldn't be racist towards black people because she's black, but I have to take that one back, because in fact some of the most racist people against white people are white liberal women with blue hair and septum rings, to a point that I think we need a reevaluation of nomenclature. Maybe they don't even belong to the white race. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say it at this point, because maybe they're not. Maybe they're just separate, biologically created in, biolabs type of thing, umbrella corporation. Maybe they're a separate thing, because the level of self-loathing, I think the majority of hatred against white comes from white liberal women with blue hair and septum rings. I could be wrong, but you tell me. So I was saying, I really appreciate her. It's lovely. Not only it's obvious what she's saying, one would, dare I say, common sense, but these days it's uncommon sense. But what do I know? I'm not even a native speaker of English. I'm just saying to you guys who are Anglophone, you should really write something like to Cambridge, Oxford, whatever, and ask them to change that because it's inappropriate. It's not descriptive because this sense is not common. There's nothing common about common sense. So just pack it in and call it uncommon sense or rare sense, whatever you like. It's your language. Your choice. But she's lovely. She's lovely. What she's saying is great. I love it. Everyone is racist towards everyone to a degree. There is personal preference. It's just that I wouldn't, like, for instance, if you are attracted more by, say, red-haired women with blue eyes or black women with long hair or whatever the heck, Italian women, American blondes, it's your personal preference. And the same way, we have personal preference that is connected to culture. Everyone usually prefers to spend time with people that you share a certain worldview with. Okay, it's normal. So, and this happens all the time in all circles. It's just that if white people want to spend more time or live nearby other white people, that's awful. But if black people, which they do, enjoy living with other black people and hang out with other black people, oh, that's fine because we need to respect. At the end of the day, I'm saying, no, it's fine. It's fine. Now, there are people like me. I love foreigners. Not the ones that hate us, of course. But in general, I've always been intrigued. I married one. You know, I've always been intrigued. I lived in Asia. I lived in the UK. I visited all over Europe. I've been to 3 different continents. I'm fascinated by the cultures, other languages, other points of view and histories. But then again, I also enjoy spending time with Sicilians because they understand me. They get me. We look at things the same way. And I wouldn't put that within the racist label. And that's that. To each their own, I suppose. To each their own. But let's continue.
Okay? Black people, Latina people, Pakistani people, I don't care. Nobody owns bonnets. These are phrases I never thought would be coming out of my mouth, but here we are. Now we're gonna move on from hair to language because apparently there are certain phrases and terms that Black people believe they own. Now this is being called AAVE, African American Vernacular English. Other people call it Ebonics, some say slang, but you know what it is. It's these slang terms that are so often getting thrown around in today's culture that Black...
You know, linguistically, because you know me, I call out bullshit, but linguistically, the idea that now it's been described as African American vernacular could make sense. I personally wouldn't even call it slang because it has a certain inflation, it has a certain grammar pattern. Maybe it's not a different vernacular or version of English just yet, but it is going towards that section of linguistics. That's not wrong as a way to say. I wouldn't just call it slang. It's a whole way of speaking that is starting to become its own thing. With that being said, though, let's see the bullshit.
People are claiming and saying, you know what, we invented that, so we get to keep it, and we're calling it African American Vernacular English. Let's watch.
Okay, hold on a minute. I gotta say this, guys. It's gonna get me cancelled, but I gotta say it. You don't want to play this game. We invented it, so we get to keep it, and we are the only ones who can use it. You don't want to play that game with white people. Or Europeans and people of European descent in general. You don't want to play that game with us. You're gonna lose. Doesn't matter who it is. I'm just gonna say it. Also, that would include the entirety of the English language. By the way, even if we keep it to languages, it's going to include the entirety of the language. So what do we do then? What do we do then?
TikTok.
Why can't I use AAVE? You guys are so woke. All my Black people don't want y'all to use AAVE because Black culture has a history of being erased. When non-Black people take on aspects of our culture, they often fail to give us credit, dilute the meanings, and ultimately erase us from our own cultural creations.
Oh yeah, so basically what Nolan is doing with the Odyssey and all of our history and culture. You know what I love, guys? I know I'm always going to make it about Nolan. Doesn't matter. Nolan will be mentioned by me religiously on every video, even if I make a video on freaking Mountain Dew. I'll do it. But I love that it's other black people calling out the nut jobs within that. I do love that. I do appreciate that.
I mean, you got hairstyles stolen, musical styles stolen, inventions stolen, right? So yeah, some black people don't want y'all to use it because they feel that's the only way to protect it from being erased in the same way. But I don't even fully agree with that. I feel like the bare minimum is y'all respecting and acknowledging the roots and the meaning of the language you're using. But I don't know how likely that is because y'all don't like to listen to black people, so.
Okay, so the claim here is that braids and locks have been stolen, as we spoke about before, and music has been stolen, and thus black people must gatekeep their language so as to not have it stolen by white people, just like everything else. Guys,
You know, it's so ridiculous. Braids or plaits, depending on which form of English you use, they have, it's such an, I would say, simple technological invention, if you want to call it that, that it clearly spawned naturally, simultaneously, in all sorts of cultures. We see it in Celtic populations. They were white as shit. We see it with Nordic populations, North, and of course we see it with African populations. With Asian populations, it's something that happens. I don't think anyone can claim the freaking braids. Who can claim the braids? Like, you would have to really go back. I don't know who invented it, probably prehistoric. If I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably prehistoric.
culture is meant to be shared. It's meant to spread from people to people, and it naturally does so as people interact with one another, as they share things like music and their hairstyles, and they use certain language around one another. These things cannot be owned by a particular group of people, and they should not be owned by a particular group of people. And if you are so sensitive as to feel the need to be acknowledged and thanked and reminded of your contribution to certain languages or music or hairstyles, I have a feeling you're gonna have to get over that. Because
I also love how at the top it says y'all's obsession with AAVE, but as far as I understand, the expression y'all is quite white, quite Bible Belt sounding to me. So I mean, is that cultural appropriation? It always goes. It's so, you see. The one thing I'm going to say, and then I'll get back to the lovely voice of Amala rather than mine. But the one thing I want to say is that the people that complain about cultural appropriation have one thing in common with all of the other nonsense clowns that have to push in these circles their insane takes. It's always unilateral. It's cultural appropriation when you do it. It's not cultural appropriation when we do it. So double standards, rules for me, not for thee. This represents 90% of the nonsense that we've had to deal with for the last 2 decades. And that's when you know that this is not based on, oh, but we want to give representation to groups because we care about marginalized people and minorities. At this point, white people are the global minority. So, I mean, if we really wanted to go for minority at a global level, then shouldn't we? Whatever. But the reality is that if it really was a matter of, but we just want to be nice to people so they feel included. No, this is based on hatred towards a specifically singled out group, which is white people and people of European descent, and for reasons that they are political. They have to do with redistribution of power, between power dynamics, in fact, between multiple groups, but it also has to do with direct, genuine hatred. And I'm never going to be convinced otherwise, unless I don't know what kind of evidence you would have to provide to change my mind on that. And the proof of that is that it's unilateral. If it was, or we hate all forms of cultural appropriation, I would disagree, because personally, who cares? When it comes to the hairstyle, the way you speak, is it cultural appropriation that I learned Japanese? And it's not. It's stupid. What's cultural appropriation is race swapping their history. But it's always like in one direction. So that's why there is nothing genuine about it.
Because naturally, things spread from person to person. And we don't need to go around bowing and acknowledging everything and where it came from all the time. And we should be able to freely share these things, freely speak in the way we want to, create music in the way we want to, and wear our hair in the way that we want to. Now,
she's absolutely right. I wanted to respond to someone in chat. You say, oh, shut up, Metatron. Not gonna happen. Oh, shut up, Metatron. Nobody hates white people, says Jati Bear. All right, guys in chat, why don't we respond to him? Why don't we respond to this clown? You're a clown. I don't care if you're a subscriber. You're a clown. You're a clown because of course they do. Of course they do. Of course they do. And we can prove it. I just don't want to waste my time. So here it is. If you want proof, go on my channel and type. Can you be racist to white people? Metatron. You can do it on the Google research, and I've already provided all the receipts. So at this point, if you don't believe it after I proved it on that video, you're a cultist. Because there's only one truth, and I've already proved it. There's plenty of hatred for white people, and I'm just gonna do this very quickly. But then, if you want to know the truth, and you care about the truth instead of this lie that they told. Maybe you're not a bad person. Maybe you've just been brainwashed and it's not your fault. Fine, but look at this. Look at this. This video. YouTube algorithm blocked it. Obviously did. Racism against white people is still racism. Can you be racist to white people? I'm going to speed it, guys, because if you want, you can watch the video. I'm going to speed it up to 3. Look at the beginning and tell me again, there is no such a thing as hatred for white people. This is all hatred for white people. All of this. If you want to look at them one by one, they are on the channel. All right? Now, if you still are going to deny it after direct evidence, then at that point, I don't know, you might need a crucifix. You might need a little exorcism, my friend. Iron Maiden, yeah, totally. Thank you, some random. I used to sit with long black kids in school so they had company. That's lovely. And now those same ethnicities throw things at my house because I have an England flag. I hate that. But the reality is, obviously, we shouldn't put all black people in one group because, again, we are watching a black woman and she clearly has no problems with you. But I hate it because what the people that are pushing the kind of anti-white rhetoric that, as you can see, people in chat deny, they are generating racism, even from people maybe like you who naturally were not racist. You were nice to black kids in school. Lovely. It's lovely. But now even people like you are being demonized to a point that then it becomes a counterattack. Now, I have sworn with every fiber of my being that I do not want to get to that point. I understand people that do. They get into racism because they are fed up of being called racist so much that they're like, okay, you know, fuck it then. Then I will be it. I'm resisting it with every fiber of my being. It takes a lot of effort because naturally, my heart of hearts, I'm not racist in any way, shape, or form. But I did get to a point that now when people call me racist, I accept the title. I'm fine with it. Cool, great. Can we talk about the data now, or are you still going to waste your time? Because I'm not going to resist it anymore. I used to upset me a lot. I'm just going to speak to you like a brother. I'm just going to speak to you not like an influencer, not like a YouTuber, like a person. It used to really upset me a lot when people were, oh, you're a racist. I'm like, no, I don't do that anymore. It's been too many years now. I just laugh at them. I'm like, okay, fine, great. I'm racist. What's next? It's gone, guys. It's that's what they created. They did it. They created this. I passed. That's why I also understand people like Nick Fuentes and the kind of positions that he holds when someone like Piers Morgan still tries to use that. So are you saying that you're a disgusting racist? And Nick Fuentes goes like, yeah, I'm a racist. What you gonna do about it? You know, I appreciate that because they need to ditch it. They need to, also because I don't believe he actually is. But I appreciate the stance. At this point, you have to do it. It's the only way that these people learn, including Piers Morgan, very censored. I think there are a lot of people these days that identify as anti-racist, but in reality, they're the most racist of all. Totally. I don't call myself an anti-racist. I never will. I will consider I'm not racist if someone actually asks me. If a troll does it, I'll tell you whatever you want to tell. Yeah, I'm a fascist, I'm Nazi, whatever you want. Yeah, whatever you like. Okay, great. I'm a far-right grifter. Fine. But if I'm speaking to someone with real intent, we're actually having a conversation, of course I'll say, no, I'm not racist. But I will never call myself anti-racist because you're right. You're absolutely right. And when you're right, you're right. Let's go.
Some people are actually letting these rules affect them. Here is a white girl using a phrase that she finds out is African-American vernacular English, and then she snatches it out of her vocabulary. Let's watch.
Fan behavior. Sorry, I think it's giving it's giving AAVE. Yep. Okay, so we're just gonna try to remove that from our vocabulary. Pretty easy. You are showcasing fan behavior.
Guys, is this how we want to live? Constantly policing ourselves, self-censoring ourselves for the sake of other people.
Not a chance. Not a chance, because it will never end. They will always find a reason. One more thing. One more thing. You can't say that. You can't say this. Now this is not acceptable. Now you need to say this. Now you have to say, okay, let me tell you what that leads to, because it already happened. An individual who menstruates instead of female. You can't say female. It's an individual who menstruates. You can't say mother, one of the most beautiful and ancient words ever uttered by our species. No, it's birthing parent. You won't find me dead following these policing of language. Because the reason why there is so much focus on language control, including in academic circles, it's because with children, they can indoctrinate them to think what they like. And so whatever now these indoctrinated children think will be expressed by their voice, and the voice will spread the propaganda. But with adults, it's harder, because many of us resist. Which is why, since they know they can't change, it's difficult to change an adult's mind and manipulate it to whatever shape you want, then you will control the language. Because if you control the language, even if I disagree with you, I will still spread your message. Not a fucking chance. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I spewing facts or am I wrong?
People and what they say must be gate kept, what they say we're allowed to engage in. And if we actually do that and follow these things to their logical conclusion, will we ever speak again? As so much of what we say is derived from other cultures, so much of what we wear comes from other cultures, our hair and the way we do it comes from other cultures, the technology that we engage with each other on comes from other cultures.
Obviously, she's absolutely right. And there's one thing she said I wanted to
actually do that and follow these things to their logical conclusion. Will we ever speak again? As so much of what we say is derived from other cultures, so much of what we wear comes from other cultures, our hair and the way we do it comes from other cultures, the technology that we engage with each other on comes from other cultures. Literally nothing would get done if we had to bow down and acknowledge everything, or if, God forbid, we had to remove so many of these things out of our lives because they don't belong to us or our skin color.
Once again, you don't want to play that game with white people. You don't want to play that game. You want to play.
Please make it make sense. And when I say we're getting down to the nitty gritty with these things, listen to this next video.
White people should not be allowed to sit on stoops in Bed-Stuy.
Wow, 100% man. Oh, disagree. Let the white people sit on the stoop.
Oh my God.
They want to sit on the stoop. Let them sit on the damn stoop.
It looks bad.
It does.
Oh, you could always leave this country if you don't like the way white people sit in their own country. Am I right?
Does look bad. It's aesthetically, it's not as good.
It's aesthetically not as good, especially for Bed-Stuy as a neighborhood. Those historic brownstones and just everything about it. I mean, I have lived in Bed-Stuy for 12 years, and I do not sit on my stoop. I take one for the team, and I feel like as more and more white people are moving into Bed-Stuy and messing up the vibes and having like our...
The audacity on these people will never cease to amaze me. The audacity on these people that then turn around and say, but I can't be racist because of my skin tone, but you? Oh, come on, give me a break. Thank you, Amala, for bringing back a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to say thank you for the kind of TikToks you exposed me to, but then again, I appreciate the common sense takes. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Everybody go watch the original video, and I think I'm gonna limit it at that. Being bald and Irish, I protest hairless others. Exactly. Cultural appropriation to bald people. To bald people. People like the ones we saw always play ultimate victim and would never see reason. So at this point, I just point and laugh at the... Yeah, totally. It is. It's a laugh at them in their face. And maybe deport a few of them if they are, here illegally. In fact, every single one of them who's here illegally should be deported is my take. But what can I say? If you appreciate my content so far and wish to help ensure my ability to continue to tell it how it is, regardless of any possible backlash, please support this channel on Patreon. Any support helps me and my team of academics keep the channel strong and gives us the means to fight back against the political rewriting of history. Stand with us. Form the wall. defend the truth.